Hello, I'm Shelley Gustafson. I'm a 7th and 8th grade science teacher at Muir Middle School, and this video presentation is about Project Green. Project Green started 12 years ago at Huron Middle School, and it was a great way to get kids involved in their community as well as be very active scientists. We paired up with Leslie Nature and Science Center out of Ann Arbor and General Motors Proving Grounds. Engineers come and volunteer their time to work with us.
Hi, it was several years ago. I got a phone call one day from a student from Muir Junior High. He's kind of timid and kind of quiet, and I thought, well, he's got an idea. I want to hear what he has to say. He said, well, you know, we go on the river every year and we take water samples. And he must have been canoeing here because he said that he had the idea that maybe we could do a river cleanup at the same time we're taking water samples and go out by canoe. So he asked me, well, would I be willing to cooperate with that? Well, kind of what got my attention is when I was his age, I was very timid and shy like he was, and he was almost afraid to talk to me. So I said, well, I want to come in and meet you at the school. So I called Mrs. Gustafson, and I actually went into the school and met him, and that began this whole idea that's now several years old.
I thought it was such a worthy program that I talked to my colleagues in the other middle school buildings, and 6 years ago we brought it to Huron Valley. So all 8th grade students throughout Huron Valley schools participate in Project Green in the spring. Project Green includes 3 different factors that they look at when they come to their site. We are here at Central Park with Muir Middle School right now, and they go through a biological station where they look at macroinvertebrates that are in the river. They also do a physical site where they actually walk around and look at possible human impacts to the river. And then the final one is a chemical station where they actually look to see what possibly could be in the water that may be brought in by humans.
We'll be studying here at Milford, which is there. And this is the headwaters. It's the headwaters because it's the cleanest and it's also where it starts. And it's the Huron River Watershed. And basically the Huron River goes through Milford, Brighton, Dexter, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, Baileyville, and then it goes to Lake Erie and the Detroit River. And as the river goes through its course, it gets more polluted because more rivers lead into it as it goes on.
We are here today learning about water quality, and formerly we were in the classroom helping these students get some ideas on how this works. We're trying to net some macroinvertebrates, some animals that we can actually see with our eyes, but we wouldn't see just walking by the stream. We have to net them, bring them out, and then identify them. Some of those animals indicate very good or excellent water quality, and some of those animals indicate that they could live in any water quality. They're not that fussy. But the ones that we find, then we sort on trays and we actually identify, and it tells us something about the stream quality. If we find a lot of the ones that can only live in good quality water, that's a good sign. At another station nearby, we're doing some chemical tests, and we're trying to figure out the chemistry of the water according to oxygen levels and pH levels and nitrate levels. And we do this so that kids can raise their awareness about water quality. It helps the whole community. The kids know about it. They tell their parents. The parents talk about it. And then there's probably a big social impact because of that. We hope for that anyway.
My name is Kara Gordon. I work for General Motors. I work for Milford, Michigan, and I'm a noise and vibration engineer. We come out here today. GM likes to sponsor these types of things because we really want to get involved in the community. Clean air and clean water is very critical. We all know that. GM's really committed to environmental action. The other thing that we really love to do, this is my 4th year, we do this program as well as a World in Motion, and that's really to get the kids hands-on with science, to really get them excited, because it's, you know, sitting in a classroom isn't as exciting as being out here, touching nature, really getting involved, and just getting their hands dirty and getting to see what's out here.
So now today what they're doing is going down the river again. They're doing the cleanup of the river between here and Central Park and Milford. And I had a chance to talk to all these kids and thanking them for keeping the river up.
This is an Enviro Scape. This shows how everyday people pollute a watershed. In this demonstration, we will show you how much pollution goes into our lakes, rivers, and streams.
In our Enviro Scape, we have a factory, a farm, 2 bridges, a river that flows into a lake, a construction site, residential areas, and a golf course. We also have wetlands and a boat dock.
Let's see how everyday people can pollute.
I'm a farmer. To keep my soil fertile, I use cow manure. This helps keep my soil in good condition.
I'm a factory worker. I pump oils into the river to get rid of waste.
I own the golf course. We like to keep our grass very green. I use a lot of fertilizer and pesticides to make our grass green.
I am a construction worker. To build, we use a lot of dirt.
I am an everyday person, and we have oil from our cars, and we also have other fertilizers and stuff. Yeah.
Now let's see what happens when it rains.
Okay, as you can tell, we now have pollution running off we have pollution runoff that's making its way into our lakes.
So, out of 100% of all of the world's water, 97% of it is salt water. So this would be representing all the oceans or salt water on the earth. Of this amount right here, 22% of it is groundwater, so approximately that much. That would be representing all of the groundwater. 77% of it would be ice caps and glaciers, which would be almost all of it. And then less than 1% would be lakes, rivers, streams, any other water sources, which would be just barely any, really. But the little 3% we can drink and use, and we've got to value that and treat it well.
I'm wearing one of the t-shirts that a group of mine made in the past. They've written letters to the Milford Times, to the Spinal Column, even to the Oakland Press. We've made websites so that the community knows what our results were from our field trip. In addition to this sampling site at Central Park, we also have Oak Valley Middle School, which is at Lake Sherwood sampling, and then we have White Lake Middle School, which samples either at Indian Springs Metro Park, which is the true headwaters of the Huron River Watershed, or sometimes they sample right there at their campus as well. So we kind of cover quite a large area at the beginning of the watershed, and again, everything does move downstream in a watershed, so we try to emphasize the fact that we have a major impact on the river, and hopefully it's a positive impact on the river. One of the things that my students will be doing this year and have done in a couple of years in the past is we've paired up with Hevner Canoe Rental, who has been very generous and allowed us to use their canoes to go out on a river cleanup day. This is usually later in May. The kids really love it. They're amazed at the things that people put into the river and leave in the river. And in the past, we've pulled out anywhere from 10 to 20 bags of garbage from the river. So we try to do our part because we know we are part of the community, and hopefully we are a positive part of the community.
Well, I felt like it was a great experience. It was kind of gross what people think that it's okay to just throw into the river.
Yeah, it's something everybody should do. Like when you go canoeing, bring trash bags so you can just pick up as much trash as you can and help clean the river. Because we found this in less than 2 hours, just all of this. And some of this stuff is from 10 years ago. It doesn't biodegrade at all. The water that's in here will eventually go into your own body. And so what you put in the river will go in you. And you gotta take care of the river to take care of yourself.
I think it was a fun time, and I think that involving cleaning up the river with canoeing was a really cool experience. It was something new, and it was something benefiting everyone.
I was proud to see everybody come out here, and about a month ago we tested the water's quality, and I think by cleaning up the trash around here it made it better.
We'd like to thank our teacher, Miss Gustafson, for coming up with this idea. It was really fun.
The kids, I think, when they leave here in the morning, they really don't realize the significance of what they're doing. The first time they get along the river and they find a beer bottle or a can or some trash, they say, wow, we're part of this thing. So when they come down there, we're going to be down there when they get there to get pictures of some of the things they found in the river. So when they get out of the canoes, they realize, hey, this is a for real thing. We really did do our part today in the river. So they feel like they've accomplished something more than just having a fun time in the river. It's something that they will probably remember the rest of their lives.